School. We all have our love and hate relationship with school, right? I think I am right. But there is a bad side of it. And I'm not talking about getting in trouble or getting sent to a principal's office. I'm talking about, like, bad stuff. So I'm here to tell you some school stories. Or what happened in school that I didn't even tell my parents. Well, I told my parents, but this was like way long ago, so I had a little small peanut brain. I didn't understand the concept of things. So, how about we just get into story number one? Okay, for this story, I'm gonna take you back to when I was in third grade, and I got into a fight. Yeah, I've gotten into a couple amount of fights, but this one was very in particular. Okay? So how about I just explain what happened? So I was at school, it was about to be recess, and I was just, like packing up for a day, And when recess hit, I was at recess, and this guy comes up to me, and he says he wants to fight. And I'm being so serious. So he wants to fight me. He pulls up his hands, and right when he was about to swing, I kick him. He falls to the ground, like in a triumphant way. He's like, boom. And it was kind of weird because his name was Julian, and my name is Julian, if you guys don't know. And two Julians fighting. And the thing about this is what he was in like first grade, I was in third. And so when I kicked him, I was like, yeah, that's me! That's me! That's me! Yeah, you see me? You see me? Everybody was staring at me kind of like, what is this guy doing? My crush even looked at me like, ugh. Yeah, that kind of broke in my heart, but anywho, after that, my idiot self, how I was so dumb. This teacher gave me an option. Would you rather get your parents called or get suspended? Like the idiot I am, and of course I would choose this. I want to get a 2-day free off of school, or 2 free days. I chose suspension. Now, if I just would have chosen something else, like phone call home, this would have never really escalated that far. So, yeah, the suspension gets home. My dad is heated in the car. It's like, whoa, oh God, do I fight? Because like, in second grade, I got into a fight with this kid, but we'll talk about that later. So yeah, I'm getting screamed at and stuff. I get in the house, I get in trouble, and I go to bed and I go to sleep. Yeah, after that, I promised that I will never fight again, but that did not happen, unfortunately. So how about we get into story two? Story number two is actually pretty different. It was actually a near-death experience. Yeah, I told my mom about this, but when mom's cooking in the kitchen and you tell them a story, they're kind of like, eh. But it's fine. Uh, now you guys get to hear what would really happen. Another recess story. So I was in the fifth grade at the time, right? The fifth grade is like probably one of the best years. I had a nice teacher, but I actually almost died in front of that teacher. Now let me tell you how. So at recess, we're on the playground and stuff, and one of my, like, I was going down the slide with like two people one time. One of my friends was like, "Hey guys, how about we all go down the slide?" So the whole class goes down the slide, right? And when we were going down the slide, I got my neck got trapped. It was like on, like somebody was like pushing me, and then somebody was like in front of me. And it was like my neck was in the middle, and it was like breaking like every single time we moved. So my neck is like almost like I almost die, right? And so after I get off the slide, this will be kind of like crazy, but when your neck almost breaks, you can't talk. So I'm just sitting there like, and my teacher's saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I like can't even like cry or anything. I'm just sitting there, literally can't not saying a word. And then she's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" And so, like, after like 10 seconds or so, I'm able to regain my voice and speak. But it was one of the craziest, and I mean craziest experiences of my life. I hated that. Ugh. Alright, let's get on to story number 3. Now for story number 3. Story number 3 is probably the funniest story because it was a fight slash friendship. Let me tell you something. So at the time, my friend William, you kind of hear him in videos like that Gang Beast battle, the one where I fought the lobster. Yeah, go check that video out. But more importantly, me and William were not friends when we first started. We had a lot of things in common, but not friends. So one time when we were at the playground, not the school playground, this never happened in school, but we were at the school playground. Me and William were like joking around, right? And so William accidentally elbows me, right? He never told me it was an accident. He was like, oh, you know that little kid laugh that goes, oh, yeah, he did that. And so I thought he was making fun of me. So I take one punch and I hit him as hard as I can in the chest. And then that was it for him. He's on the ground and he's like fainting and fainting. And I'm like, are you okay? He was like, no, he just hit me in the chest. And so he's fainting, right? And I'm like, somebody get help, somebody get help. Yeah, my 5th grade brain didn't know how to comfort someone. So I was like, just sitting there staring at him, hoping something would happen. So I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And then he gets up and he's like, I gotta go sit down. And he he goes near the rocks and he slipped and he hurt himself even more. And now I'm like, okay, this is getting out of hand. What do I do? What do I do? But he was able to get up and sit on the tree. And then after that, I was sitting down with him, and I was like, bro, I'm sorry. He was like, nah, man, it's alright. The reason why I elbowed you is because it was an accident. I'm sorry about that. And I'm like, oh, we're cool? And then we started talking after that, and it came into a friendship. Yeah, I'm friends with him now. But it was a crazy, crazy, crazy meetup. Let's get into story number 4. Story number 4. I don't even know how I remember this, but I just remember this, and it's really not bad because I'm so much older now. So, like, it just happened. But let me tell you story number 4. So when I was 4 years old, hear this, 4 years old. I'm 12 now, so don't worry about this. Nothing really happened to me. But when I was 4 years old, I had this Spider-Man bat. Right? Me and my sister were just playing, right, with this Spider-Man bat. And, we were just having fun and stuff. Like, I had a bow and arrow. We were playing, I don't know. But my sister, she's my big sister. But my sister, wanted to hit me with the bat. At first, I didn't even realize this. And it was the craziest thing. She hits me with the bat. I start laughing, right? And I just keep laughing until I get up. And I'm like, sis, that was so fun. I checked the mirror and my nose is bleeding. It was really, really, really crazy. And it was like a lot of blood. It was like stretchy blood. I don't know how to establish it, but it was crazy, right? And so I'm like, I just start crying. Ah! 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 Well, I'm not screaming. I'm just crying very loudly. And so my sister's like, please don't tell, please don't tell. And I'm like, how did this even happen? And so I'm just sitting there in the mirror with the tissue, and I'm like, ugh. But after literally an hour, it perfectly healed. So yeah, that was a story about when I was 4 years old. It's crazy. But now I'm gonna get into my craziest story ever. Okay, for this story, I was in 5th grade again. And I was near my house hanging out with my friends, right? Me and my friends were
Some people have better
tag,
drops than us right now.
and somebody
So,
had
we're
money,
gonna be
right?
kinda contested
I thought it
over
would be a cool prank because my big
Hopefully,
sister was out
we
with
have
me.
some good
I thought it would be a
RNG.
cool prank to steal the money and be
So
like,
first,
hey
I'll
sis,
send it
take
on
it,
a green
take it.
red eye.
And then we would
It's not
obviously
too
give it
bad, but
back.
it's not the
He knew
first
it
guy
was
you
the
wanna,
joke
like,
from the
spawn.
start and he started chasing us. He was like,
Hopefully I
yeah,
can get
you
a
better
couple
give
of
me my
pings to get
money
this.
back. In like a really joking voice. So yeah.
I gotta explain that.
I
That's gonna
ran
help
to
me a
go
little
give
bit
my
more than
sister
this
the
red eye.
money, and I slipped,
A green one right over
and I
there.
laid it into those
Now we're
spiky,
cooking.
you know that like
We're
spiky
about to go
bushes
get
with
the
that
surf
long,
jug,
like with
and we're
those
about to
long
be stacked.
things, like
I don't
that
think
kind of look
anything can
like
stop at
wood,
this
like
game.
those long vine
This
things.
game is the
Yeah,
best one we're
I
gonna
fell
have yet.
into that. My face became a porcupine after.
Hey,
I looked very crazy, and it looks like it hurt a lot. But at first, I was like, no, it doesn't hurt. Take the money. Go, 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 go. So yeah, it didn't hurt at first. But when I came
Besides the
inside,
fact,
it's
my
the
mic
whole
won't let me
different
record any more audio. So this
story.
rest of this video will be
Oh yeah, by the
subtitles.
way,
I'm sorry,
before I
but
continue
it
this
just has to
story,
be
I
like
have
this.
another one.
I'll
Sorry for that
commentate this
interruption.
whole
I don't know
game,
why I
and
did
then
that
that
mid-story.
this is it.
But like I was saying,
So
it was a
as
whole
we're getting
different
surf
story.
truck,
When I
we get the
when I
flag,
walked
and
in,
when
my
we get the
face
flag,
became like
we
a
see
bumblebee
everybody's mark.
or a hive
But
nest.
me,
It
I
was
saw some
burning.
kids
My
running,
mom was
so I
applying
went to go clean
calamine
all by
lotion to it,
myself.
and it
I
was like
missed one of my
burning. And I was
steps,
like,
and
I'm
it's
not gonna
okay.
cry. I'm not
I'm
gonna
still
cry
okay.
because
But no, and
I
somebody
was like a
screaming from
person
the
that
back.
doesn't
So
want
I
to cry
mansled up
like
to
in front
him.
of people at the time.
I
So
get stuck
I
on the
mean I
drying
still
rack.
don't, but like still, I was about to
I
cry.
mansled up
I was
again,
very close to
and
tearing up,
I got him.
but for
Just
some
barely though.
reason,
He was hiding
like
behind that crack
an
in the corner,
hour
and he could have
later,
got me at
it
any
heals
time.
up and
And
I'm
somebody was
fine. But
throwing
it doesn't heal up all
self-defense.
the way. You
So
still
this
see
one
like
was
little
really
bumps
lost.
on it, but you know it heals
The
up
next guy
enough
was
to
on
where
top
you
of
can be
me.
like,
I
okay, he's
wasted
fine,
no
he's good.
time and went to go
Now
clean,
let me
but
tell you
sadly I
about
got knocked.
this will
My
be my
teammate
craziest
clutched
story.
up with the
Yes,
kill.
100%. My craziest story. Let's get into story number 6. Alright, for story number 6. Worst. I would say this is definitely the worst one. Worse than the porcupine by 1,000. Here we go. So, for this one, I was at home and I was eating a bag of Takis. I just kept eating them and eating them. I was like, these are good. Man. And then I was like, oh, I gotta use the bathroom. I went to go use the bathroom and I feel good after, and then I just keep munching. Man, these are good. And then out of nowhere, a wave of deliberate pain pierced my stomach. It was like a somebody punching me so hard my spirit came out of me. Bang! Happened super fast. And while I'm on the floor keeling over like what just happened? And I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm like panicking. My nose is running and stuff, and I'm just like my stomach is hurting like very, very, very badly. Like POV is like I'm taking deep breaths, but it's not working. So I go to use the bathroom, and I don't feel really anything come out. Only like a couple of drops came out, right? And then after that, I'm still fainting. And then I realize why. Because of the blue talkies. But the worst part comes up. All of a sudden, I had to throw up. And I'm telling you, I couldn't hold my throw up in. So I ran as fast as I can with a little bit of throw up leaking. Sorry. Yeah, I ran as fast as I can. I threw up in the bathroom. In the sink. Which ruined the sink at the time. We got it fixed, but it ruined the sink. Completely ruined. And then after that, when the sink got ruined, by the way, this happened in 5th grade. After that, when the sink got ruined, I threw up again, but on the carpet. And my carpet smelled like straight dung doo-doo for like a month. And my sister was sleeping at my room on an air mattress at the time. And she was like, oh, what's that smell? And I'm like, oh, it's just nothing, right? Trying to hide the facts. And after that, the food, I got better. The food poisoning weared off. But like in a couple of weeks, my mom smelled this terrible, terrible, terrible scent. She was like, what is that smell? She lifts up her air mattress and finds this huge stain of just throw up. It was the nastiest thing she's ever seen. And she was like, what is this? And I'm like, alright, I can't lie here. So I lie anyway, and yeah, as expected, I got in trouble. But then I also mentioned I threw up in the sink, and I don't know, but he just snapped. Mother mode activated, and I got yelled at in trouble for eating so much Takis, and she was like, "Yeah, what the heck? That's just out of my It was the craziest thing. But to be honest, I did deserve it. And yeah, those are my school stories, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.